name's Matt Monroe, and I am the Chief of Nastology at Nasty Clamps. Now, Nasty Clamps, it's a photography tool. It's basically a flexible, bendable, and also modular photography product that you can, well, obviously put back together, extend, shorten, and use for mounting things like audio recording gear, small point-and-shoot cameras, portable lighting gear. My favorite use is with the GoPro camera, and I have to tell you, I sell a ton of these to sports videographers and photographers. Your basic Nasty Clamp. It is, of course, a clamp. It's a metal spring clamp. It's got this bendable appendage, vaguely obscene looking thing here. And what's cool about it is that's a tripod mount right there. So anything that has a tripod hole in it, like this Zoom recorder, you can just pop that right on there. And then, well, you can clamp it onto stuff like here. There we go. So there, you've got it clamped onto a chair. So let's say you were, let's say you were a musician and you didn't have a music stand with you. You'd clamp your Nasty Clamp onto a chair or a stool, get out your guitar, start singing, start playing to have a hit record pretty quick. Now, one thing that is really, really interesting about this is it's modular, and what that means is you can break it apart, you can get extension pieces like this, and you can extend your Nasty. So, push, click, and we have a bigger, longer, stronger Nasty. Other things that go on this, of course, are cameras, and people who use GoPro cameras are huge fans of Nasty Clamps. The skateboarding community especially, but longboarders, BMXers, mountain bikers, motocross. I also have, of course, the double-headed Nasty, and check that out. Short and lengthen. And this can be used to hold a flashlight, small tools. Photographers often will put a bounce card into here so it can be reflected into a person's face. My final product is the Nasty Flag. And this might take a little bit of explaining, but when you're shooting a photo, and let's say you're shooting a photo into the sun, a lot of times you get lens flare and just these weird color shifts in your picture. So with a Nasty Flag, you can actually mount this on your tripod and then basically shade or flag the lens and actually take flares out. This is a really popular tool down in Hollywood. Actually a shockingly popular tool. Some very well-known directors, videographers, producers are using these on documentary projects and even feature films. So the biggest hurdle I've run into as a businessman is, quite honestly, my lack of experience in business. I've worked for almost 30 years as a freelancer. I've worked as a stills photographer, I've worked as an audio recordist for documentary projects. But as a freelancer, you trade time for money. People hire you for a project, you put in your time. When you've put in your time, they then send you a paycheck. Okay, it's kind of a one-to-one relationship. When you run a business, it's a different situation. Yes, you're putting time into that business. Yes, you're getting money out of it, but there's not that one-to-one relationship. So the hurdle for me has been figuring out how do you put your time in efficiently, and through that efficiency, actually gain, a living wage. I think what's tripped me up the most is the fact that I'm a solopreneur. Nasty Clamps is a one-person operation. So when you see this clamp, I have drilled out this clamp. I've taken it to the powder coaters. I've put on the flex arms here. I've actually built there's a little screw hole here that holds the tripod mount. I've actually built that. I also do fulfillment. I do marketing. I do all the branding work. When you see a tweet, that tweet is from me. When you see a Facebook post, that's also from me. I think it's important when you're a solopreneur, when you're getting started, that you actually do have to do everything. You have to know every aspect of your business and figure out what you're good at and what you're not good at. And I'm at that point where it's time to move on to bringing on an employee or 2 or 3 employees to help me out. And I think what's tripping me up at the moment is I'm still at that solopreneur stage. There's a wide variety of resources out there. Some of them are technology-based and others are people or social-based. Now, in terms of technology, this thing, the brain in the butt pocket, is the most amazing thing out there. I've done product launches. A few months back, I launched the double-headed nasty, and I did my product launch sitting in a chair in my living room using my phone to take pictures, to send out tweets, to work Facebook, to deal with emails, everything. This is an incredible resource and something that didn't exist 6 years ago. Now, in terms of social resources or people, here in the Portland area we have groups like Starbucks or Startup Riot or Startup Weekend. There are all these opportunities these days to meet and interact with other people who are in the business world and who are entrepreneurs themselves. And they are going through the exact same issues that you're going through, that I'm going through. And so these social resources, it's an opportunity to basically talk with people face to face and say, hey, how do you do this? Have you ever run into a problem doing this? Do you know this person? Do you think this person could help me out? We're living in this amazing age. We're living in the technology age, the entrepreneurial age. Take advantage of it. Everything you need to get your business going, it's out there. I am staring into an abyss. I am at the precipice of a giant, mysterious hole. And in that hole is a question. And that question is, how do I go big? Again, I'm a solopreneur. I'm a single person doing every aspect of the Nasty Clamps company. Manufacturing, assembly, fulfillment, marketing, branding. And the abyss that I look at is, how do I go from my garage and my living room to office space and manufacturing space and distribution and nationwide marketing, and how do you get the clamps worldwide? The abyss I face, the struggle I face is small versus big. That's how the camera's range, big. So small versus big. What inspires me to keep going? A few things. One, I am completely unemployable. I would be the worst employee in the world. I would talk back to bosses. I would tell people they're stupid. Okay, that would make me Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, but I shouldn't be a guy with an office and an Excel spreadsheet with my ass in a chair Monday through Friday. That is not what I should do. I'm inspired by the fact that in this era, you can basically define who you are and what you want to be. If you want to be a professional photographer, you can basically go out and say, I am a professional photographer. You're going to have to work your ass off. You're going to have to market yourself like hell, but you can become a professional photographer without someone else defining you. Many years back, I wanted to work for people or work with people like National Geographic. I wanted to see the world. I actually did that. I've been to Machu Picchu, I've been to Bangladesh, I've been to Haiti, I've done crazy stuff. It was fun. Now I'm inspired by the fact that I can sit in my garage with metal clamps, plastic, and a drill press, and all of a sudden I've got a product that I am shipping around the planet. It's pretty amazing, and I'm doing it with resources like my phone. If you want to go back 10 years in time, to advertise a product like this worldwide would have cost $1 million. And that's not a joke. I mean, think about it. You'd have to get it in the magazines. You'd have to get it on the TV. It would be a huge cash outlay to get the word out about any product. We live in the era of brains in your butt pocket. I can sit in my living room and tell people, hey, I've got a great product. Here it is. Here's my website. Here's the PayPal button. Come on, check it out. Got a question? Give me a call. Shoot me an email. I'm inspired by that. I'm inspired by the fact that there are no rules anymore. You can make your own rules. You can be incredibly ADD, and actually that's a benefit these days. That's pretty damn cool. I think a lot of entrepreneurs are ADD. I think most people who are starting up with startups, creating their own businesses, they're really not suited to sit in an office with their ass in a chair staring at spreadsheets or doing massive paperwork or just, basically doing repetitive tasks over and over. And that's what our schools train people to do. That's what society expects people to do. Folks like me, folks like you, and you, you don't want that. You actually want to go out there and you want to do stuff, and you want to do constantly different stuff, and you want to explore, and you just don't really give a damn about the rules anymore. And because of the era we live in, you can do that. You can go out, anyone can go out and start a business these days, and you can sell anything. You can sell teacups. You can sell vaguely obscene-looking clamps. You can sell audio recorders, and it's as simple as starting up a website and putting the time in and getting the word out. That is so damn cool. For me, the biggest inspiration are all the entrepreneurs that are out there right now who are going through the exact same things that I'm going through. They started off as a solo person working in their garage or with a laptop in a coffee shop, and they've been able to go from that just one-person operation to, let's say, a two-person or a five-person or a 500-person operation. And they started out with the same skill set or lack of skill set that I had, and they've been able to learn and develop their skills and to meet people and to just figure out how everything works. So I'm inspired by people like, well, to list some folks who I'm huge fans of. Let's say Tim Ferriss, The 4-Hour Workweek. Noah Kagan over at AppSumo. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was amazing. And he did it, with Wozniak in a garage, and, now this. I think it's important that as entrepreneurs that we pick heroes, that we pick people who inspire us, and not that we want to emulate them exactly. We don't want to be carbon copies of them, but we want to look at their methodology, and we want to see if their methodology can also apply to our businesses, and if it can, use those methodologies. If they can't, find someone else who inspires you and see what works.